Alright, look at that.
What is it? I don't know.
It's a Flippin' Tricks Fabiola Da Silva action figure. Also looks like she comes with a bowling ball, an ashtray and a lead pipe from Cluedo. And she's not the only pro skater to be immortalised as a toy. Any guesses who the other was?
Who the fuck is that guy?
We'll talk about that more in a bit. Let's go through some of the interesting products and packaging that's come out of aggressive rollerblading, mostly in the 90s. Look at this absolute lawsuit. Amazing. Senate Dave Kollasch Special K anti-rocker wheels, released in 1995, poured by Hyper. Cheers. These are great. So Dave and his pal Jason Henderson are sitting in a 50s diner where he used to work, trying to dream up some ideas. He was looking at the cereal on offer. You've got your Cocoa Pops, got your Alpen, couple of boxes of Lucky Charms up there, but it was the Special K box that jumped out at him. That's the one. Now he's always been banging to his cereal, but it wasn't until he sat down and actually thought of some ideas that it started to make sense to him. Him and Jason drew up some plans and made the thing happen. The following year in 1996, Senate came up with the Dave Kollasch Blueberry Ks. Turned out Dave was pretty partial to throwing some blueberries on top of the Special K. These ones actually stank, maybe a little bit too much. Mark Heineken, one of the designers, is quoted as saying, "The scent is actually in the urethane, and when the wheels get worn, they're smelly." We had to throw them out because it's like air freshener.
Stankin' too, pew.
The packaging on both versions of these wheels is just so good. You've even got the servings per container for the amount of wheels that you get, serving size for the meal, and serving hardness. Obviously there was a cease and desist. They had to get rid of the packaging, bang it in cellophane, but they still use the blueberry sticker. Dominic Sigona's actually gone on record and said the blueberries were my favourite anti-rocker wheel of all time. The first run of the Dave Kollasch wheels were the top-selling pro wheel for Senate at the time. Senate knew exactly how to ruffle a few feathers and get the youth hyped on releases.
Whoa, Jose!
They had nuts and bolts in a chewing tobacco tin. Brooke Howard Smith's wheels came in a Pizza Hut style box. I wouldn't be surprised if that gets turned into an NFT. Randy Roadhouse Spizer had his in a Crayola style box. Scott Bentley's came in a beer can. Matty Mance had wheels in a milk carton. Rest in peace, Matty. You could get grind wrenches in chewing gum style packets and in candy wrappers. I'm particularly fond of the Senate grind wrenches that came in cigar tubes. Proper naughty, but that's exactly what kids wanted. Stuff they couldn't have. Oh, and there was even a Happy Wheels combo box, a blatant rip-off of a McDonald's Happy Meal. That is sick. The fuzz were onto them. In an interview with the Blade Museum, Mark Heineken said, pretty much all the packaging we stole, we got a cease and desist for. It was all part of the deal. The more legal issues we were getting, the more kids talked about us. The legal cost was part of our marketing budget. Incredible, having projected legal costs in the budget as well. Now the Buu Tang anti-rockers came out in a takeaway box and there's a whole narrative made up about it. Oh, and if you're wondering who Buu Tang is, yeah, totally made up. Fictional character. The box claims, it is well known that Senate is dedicated to international harmony. It's also common knowledge that Japan's young scene has already produced some of the world's most impressive athletes. Buu Tang is known as a soul skater in Japan and is easily one of the world's most impressive street skaters. Buu Tang cruises the streets of Tokyo looking for new utensils to skate every day. Hopefully, Buu Tang will be making his first contest appearance at the 1996 Extreme Games. Buu Tang is Senate's rising sun. Buu is not the only fictional or non-skater to get a pro wheel. Do you know who the other one was? Let me know in the comments below. Outside of skate equipment, they had combs, tools in what looked like a beeper, a Sinner figurine, bracelets, a belt buckle that looked like it would slice your stomach open if you fell with it on, and loads more. Senate weren't the only people with like interesting packaging. Kryptonics were well and truly in the game as well. They had the Lyra versus the Vega, so that was 57mm 90A wheels that came in like a pyramid box with aliens on it. Proper ancient alien style, man. But probably their best known one, grind wheels in a tequila bottle. Look at those lovely golden wheels, man. Tequila. One wheel in every set had a worm in it, just like you would get, say, in some tequila bottles. Utterly ridiculous detail. Voodoo spears, grind plates came in a spear. Of course, you could even pick up a Swiss Army knife from Team Paradise. A friggin' Swiss Army knife. Keeping the youth tooled up. Oh, gel and grease lube in syringes? Not a problem. What? Imagine parents grabbing presents for their kids. Oh yeah, he wants some grind plates in a cigar tube. He wants some anti-rocker wheels in a tequila bottle. He also wants some proper wheels in a beer can. He's got his eye on these nuts and bolts that come in a chewing tobacco tin. And if possible, a Swiss Army knife and a couple of syringes full of lube. What? Now it's mostly been 90s, but a quick jump forward to 2004 and the conference released limited edition skater cards. Julio was in there, Zamora, Spizer, loads of hitters. Friggin' skater cards, man. I've already talked about skaters top trumps. It needs to happen. And finally, back to 2000, and the first thing I mentioned, the Flick and Tricks Fabiola Da Silva figure. Who was the other skater to get a figure? Aaron Feinberg, man. They've got a picture of Aaron on there. They've edited out the rail so it looks like he's floating about in a sweat stance. He's got OJ Simpson's gloves on with that OJ grip. He's been to the future and got Eugen shadows. Robbie Pitts' leather pants and Ryan Parker's quadruple XL t-shirt. He also seems to have a bowling ball like Fabiola and maybe a little kind of nos or something there. They claim they are real freestyle skates and that it has a real fabric shirt. Why? What's the benefits of that? Keep the fabric, man, and give him a longer grindable rail. Look at that thing. It's like a bit of plumbing or something. It's like a U-bend. But they bring it all back. With the best claim, fully posable for boned out sad plants and more. Oh shit. Take my money. Oh, you've got a tech deck, have you? Jog on, mate. I've got Aaron Feinberg. Look how posable he is, mate. Fully boned out. A tech deck. You're living in the past, you friggin' Neanderthal. Skater of the year, not bothered, mate. Who's getting the next pro boot? I don't really care. I want to know who's getting the next friggin' figurine like. Who's going to be the next action figure? What's been your favourite kind of packaging that you've seen, past or present? Again, let me know in the comments below. I know BHG are kind of dipped into this. They've had like the chip box and stuff like that. Really cool to see them do that. Be interesting to see more companies do things like that. I know like them skates also have the mugs. Frankie Morales has a money clip. Where do you want to see it go? Or is it all just NFTs now? If you like this video, there's another one you can watch. In the description below, you'll find a link to PayPal donation and Patreon. Help support me keep making these videos. Spotty dog.